Okay, let me check this here. We're having some technical issues, but ayun, we are live. Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our webinar for tonight, How to be Tech Savvy. Sorry, medyo late. We're having some technical issues. Ang bagal ng Facebook ngayon. But we are here and we are live. Hello. If you can hear me and if you can see me, please say hi in the comments section. Please let me know where you are watching from. Tonight we're talking about how to be tech savvy. Okay, how to be tech savvy. And yes, ayan, it seems like we are streaming properly. Yeah, there seem to be some technical issues. So baka tonight there might be some technical issues. I'm just gonna record this then just in case. Kasi parang may issues sa Facebook. And hello, hello, who is here tonight? Aubrey, Jenny, Mama Ril, Karen, Almer, Michael, Raimundo, and Gerald. Hello, good evening. Bawasan ko yung volume. It seems like to be a bit strong. Let me know, guys, if this is better. Um, Gerald, you can enroll in the VA bootcamp then. That you can get a certificate there. Orange, hello. Meryl, Maria, thank you guys for waiting. Nice for you guys to wait. Hello, Aubrey. Hello, Genevieve says. Nika, Vaughn, hello. Tess, Aubrey, Agatha. I am from Nika from Pangasinan. By the way, thank you for last webinar. You're welcome for getting the certificate. Thank you for submitting the form. Hi, Orlando. Sam, Maria. Ayan, Maybell. Parang Maybell to watching from Leyte. Tessa, Jacqueline, Chris, Orange, Rain, Orlando, Jabel, Mylene. Ang dami natin ngayon, ah. Excited ba kayo to learn how to be tech savvy? Is that why a lot of people are here tonight? I can't see the number here, pero it seems like a lot of people are commenting. I'm not sure if we can read all the comments, pero are you guys excited to learn how to be tech savvy? Brenda from UAE. Sino bang ano? Melanie from UAE din. Sino bang mga outside the Philippines na who are watching us today? Mga international tayo ngayon. Okay, so tonight we're talking about how to be tech savvy. See Aubrey excited, see Nika excited. And if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please ask them in the comment section down below. We'll try to address them during the webinar. Bakas and yes, we have a lot of people watching here tonight. But yes, this is our topic for tonight: how to be tech savvy. Now, we often hear this from a lot of people who want to work from home. Hindi po ako techie, hindi ako magaling sa computer, pwede po ba ako maging freelancer? You know, a lot of people ask this question. They think na hindi sila pwede maging freelancer kasi hindi sila techie. Is this what you think then na hindi ka pwede maging freelancer? Is this one of your hesitations na you don't want to go into freelancing kasi hindi ka techie? Yeah, if it is, let me know. Let me know na it's one of your hesitations. You can say it's one of my hesitations then. And this is one of the frequently asked questions talaga in freelancing. So in this webinar, I'm going to be addressing this issue of not being techie enough to be a freelancer and help you work from home then. We'll talk a little bit about starting, how to work from home, whether you're techie or if you're not techie at all. So these are the topics. I'm excited to buy a laptop to start freelancing. Excited. I'm excited about to start freelancing in this work from home world. Now, I'm gonna talk to you about the following topics tonight. Okay, we're talking about, first of all, do you need to be techie or tech savvy to become a freelancer? Kasi that's one of the main concerns. That's why you're here, diba? Because you're thinking na ganda ng sound. You're thinking na kailangan nyo maging tech savvy to become a freelancer, right? So let's start by defining, what is a techie, what is a tech savvy person, and answer the question: is it a requirement for you to be a freelancer? So we're also gonna be talk about some simple steps to become tech savvy. And I'll talk about 4 simple steps to become tech savvy and how you can apply these 4 steps to be more of a techie. Hindi naman maging expert sa technical agad, di ba? It takes a lot of time, practice, pero there are 4 simple steps I'm going to talk about para maging techie kayo, or more techie kayo, okay? And now, we're also going to talk about the basic tools and apps you need to start working online. Okay, so we'll talk about that. So I have a list of basic tools, some apps that you can explore, that you can become familiar with, And then knowing these tools and apps will be an advantage for you. So these tools, I know some of you guys are excited. Wait, one question. I'll answer your questions after this outline. I know that some of you guys are excited sa mga tools. Ang dami mga tanong like, what tool do I use to do this? What tool do I use to do that? And we'll cover this tonight. And finally, lastly, what are online jobs working from home? Okay, yung basics, we're still going to cover them in this webinar as well. The many different positions that you can apply to, the many different job postings, and that you can immediately do even if you're not a techie. Okay, so we're going to talk about that as well. Nika, anong brand ng headset po ng headset niyo? This is Blue Parrot. Hindi siya masyadong kilala, especially sa Philippines. Pero um, I think I'm selling sa gadgetanan.com. Parang may plug. Gadgetanan.com. I have some headsets pa there. You can check them out. You can buy them there, actually. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this one because I like it also, but I have multiple headsets. Webcam Logitech C920. It's a bit expensive. It's mga 6,000 ata. But yeah, I'm not selling webcam, but I have my headsets that I got from the US and had them shipped here. So yun, if you want to know the headset. Start na po ba? Oh, start na. Baka lang po kasi mabagal net ko, di ko ma-view yung video. Maybe somebody can comment, tell her to refresh the window. Si Joanne Rivera Matias. Okay, feeling not qualified. Yung iba, they're feeling not qualified. Hindi techie, they feel that they're not qualified to start working from home. Pero we'll talk about that. We'll cover this tonight na how you can work from home even if you're not really techie and whether or not it is really a requirement. May replay naman. Let Jen Prashado, if you can't hear me, may replay naman so you'll be able to see this afterwards when your internet's okay. So don't worry. Okay. So let's get started. We talked about the coverage today. Let's get started. But first of all, we have our giveaway for tonight. So we have a giveaway. Usually in our webinars we have giveaways, diba? So our giveaway is a guide. It is a guide that you can save. It's a PDF guide that you can save, that you can print out. Then if gusto yung pero malakas sa ink. I think this is going to use a lot of ink. Basic tools and apps you should learn to start working from home. We'll talk about it in this webinar, pero we'll also get this downloadable guide so that you can have it, you can save it, and then you don't need to take screenshots of this webinar or have it handwritten notes. Also, the links are included. Bonus is common tools used by social media managers. So if you want to parang focus on becoming on social media, you'll also see the tools that social media managers use, okay? Okay, ayun ito na talaga. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, thank you, LJ Carousel. Join ka na. Ayun. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the first question that we're gonna talk about tonight is: do you really need to be techie to become a freelancer? Okay, what do you guys think? Do you need to be a techie to be a freelancer? Yes or no? What is your opinion on this question? Do you need to be a techie or not? Loud and clear. Oh, I'm using the headset kasi I don't like using it usually kasi it's it messes my hair, pero it does have better quality sa mic. So, do you need to be a techie to become a freelancer? Yun. Where can I get the free PDF? Edna Lisa, I'll give you the instructions later. Note muna kayo before you can get the PDF. What does tech savvy mean? We're going to talk about that. Yes, no, slight. Okay, iba-iba yung mga answers nyo. Do you need to be techie? Well, let me tell you the answer. The answer is no. And let me tell you why, okay? Let me tell you why you don't really need to be a techie to be a freelancer. Well, first of all, so that we can understand why, let's define what we mean by itong techie or tech savvy. Teka lang. Ay, parang may kulang ako na slides dito. Ayan. Diba? Well, additional pala to. Are you a techie? Are you a tech savvy person or a techie? Diba? Are you one of these people na tech savvy? Let's define muna what it means. What is a tech savvy or a techie person? So according to the Oxford Dictionary, a tech savvy person is someone who is well informed about the modern technology and also uses his or her skills in order to take advantage of the current technology. So that's so very technical naman ng definition na to, diba? But really, what does being tech savvy mean? Okay. Well, in other words, you're tech savvy if you know how to deal with a computer. If you use a smart device like cell phone, tablet, laptop, and maybe mga certain software or tools. So, nowadays, everybody is into technology, diba? Everybody, they have like a cell phone, they take mga selfies, diba? Everyone has a laptop. Right now, to watch this webinar, most of you are using a laptop. Some of you are watching on cell phones. Some of you are watching on tablets or iPads, diba? So what are you using? Let me know. Are you using a cell phone? Are you using a laptop? Are you using a tablet? Diba? Everyone has a cell phone, even if you're a baby, a child, diba? As we see over here, a child using, watching videos. Nowadays, yung mga YouTube, mga Netflix videos, they watch them. And even the kids, diba? We have this online learning, which is becoming a big thing, especially with a pandemic going on, diba? Mga teenagers are very, very tech savvy. They know how to upload their photos on Instagram, on TikTok, diba? Parents who do their daily reports, then, and even nowadays, even grandmothers, ito si Lola, di ba? She's still using a cell phone to text. Um, my Lola, well, the other one passed away. Where my other Lola, she uses Facebook. She uses Facebook more than I do. Ako, I don't use Facebook a lot. Pero she's always on Facebook, my Lola. Now, don't so knowing this, don't be intimidated. Okay, don't be intimidated. You may be a tech savvy without even knowing it. Even if you're not confident in it, you may be tech savvy without even knowing it because you're using a cell phone right now. If you know how to upload pictures, diba? If you know how to save and rename files, diba? You already have an advantage. Like most, especially mga Filipinos, diba? We learn very quickly, especially when it comes to technology. So kahit sabihin natin na hindi tayo tech savvy, we are it's compared to other people kasi. If we compare ourselves sa mga magaling sa computer, or you compare yourself sa magaling sa computer, hindi kayo tech savvy talaga, di ba? But if you compare yourself to mga clients, okay, and a lot of these clients, I've been to the US, I've met mga clients there, and a lot of them, as in they don't know how to, well, they know how to use computer naman, pero um, they are super newbie when it comes to computers more than us. Tayo, especially, like I'm seeing most of you guys are in your 30s. We know how to use a computer more than they do. Okay, so don't. This is something you shouldn't worry about too much. You might be a techie without even knowing it. And in this webinar, we're talking about how you can be more tech savvy. Okay? So, going back to the question, hindi po ako techie, hindi ako magaling sa computer, pwede po ba ako maging freelancer? And the answer here, well, most people are using ano to, laptop, PC, cell phone, may iPad din, um, di ba, iba-iba yung mga devices, cell phone, mga 50-50 siguro, no? Cell phone, or maybe more cell phones pala, no? Then laptop. Oo. Oh, it means to say you know how to use a computer or any gadget. Diba? You are already techie. Because once again, don't compare yourself sa mga experts sa computer. Compare yourself sa mga most of the clients who don't even really know how to use a computer so much. So going back to this question, as I have said, the answer to this, na this girl over here, pwede ba siya maging freelancer? The answer to this question is yes, 'di ba? You can be a freelancer kahit hindi ka techie, kahit even though you don't consider yourself techie, you can be a freelancer, okay? Even if you're not tech, even if you're not good with computers, even if you don't know how to parang rename files and utilize yung mga uploading on YouTube or things like that. Even if you don't know how to do that, you can become a freelancer because there are a lot of jobs that you don't have to be a know-it-all naman sa computer. You're once again, like I said, you're on Facebook right now. A lot of you use email. You are already techie enough for a lot of jobs. Hindi naman mga computer-related jobs, diba? There are a lot of jobs out there na you don't need to be a know-it-all. For example, sa writing. Okay, this is one example over here. In writing, you just know how to use Google Docs, you know how to use email, and you're good to go. Okay ka na. Um, and even if you don't know how to use Google Docs, even if you don't know how to use email, um, these things can be learned. These things can be learned. When, di ba, wala naman pinanganak sa atin, di ba, na alam na agad mag-computer, right? We learned how to use them. We learned how to use cell phones. And if you don't know these skills, if you don't know about Google Docs, if you don't know about email, if you don't know how to search on Google, these are things that you can learn. And we talk about this in the VA bootcamp. We teach yung mga how to use Gmail, we teach how to use Google Docs so that those that aren't confident, they gain that confidence. So part yun sa VA bootcamp if ever you're planning to enroll. So yeah, a lot of jobs they don't require you to even be very good with a computer. Okay. Now we even see, you can learn, like I said, diba? You can learn these skills. These are things that can be learned because you can see even kids, they learn how to use cell phones. They learn how to use tablets very easily. And why do you think this is so? The reason for this is because children, mga kids, they're not afraid to make mistakes. Unlike yung mga titos, mga titas, yung mga lolos and lolas, tayo, we are scared to make mistakes. Na especially when it comes to gadgets, the first time you learn how to use a gadget, or you try to do something more complicated to computers, we have that fear, we have that hesitation and fear, knowing that it's something new, something unknown, diba? You've probably dealt with other people, especially mga older generation, na sabi nila, ikaw na nga, baka masira yung cellphone if I touch it. They're scared. With kids aren't scared of breaking the cell phone, di ba? They're not scared of breaking, even when it does break. They're curious. They want to learn something new. Para sa kanila, it's like a game, di ba? And they go at it fearless. Kahit ilang beses na they fail, ilang beses na they die sa game, diretso lang until matuto sila, you know, and then until they become more experts, di ba? Until they excel in using a computer, right? So if a kid can learn it, you can learn too, di ba? I've seen kids who become experts in using computers, and it's something that we can learn too. These skills can be learned. Okay, these skills can be learned. Now, talking about learning, yung traditional way of educating children and even adults, di ba? It's a no-no during this pandemic, right? It's a no-no. We can't do this right away, but we adapted so fast. We've adapted na, I know there's still a lot of us who are still struggling, but we've adapted into online learning. And most are embracing technology because it's the only way forward, right? Nowadays we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice but to embrace technology. Yung mga teachers who are struggling to learn how to use Zoom, who are trying to, put their lesson plans online, um, they don't have a choice, and we don't have a choice if we want to move forward. Yung I'm pretty sure na yung pagiging non-techie, it became a challenge sa karamihan, di ba? Especially for parents, di ba? Right now, because of the new way of learning. You have to buy laptops, you have to learn how to do yung distance learning. There are ito sabi ni Amy, so many things to learn. Excel, PowerPoint, Canva, Google Docs, Canva, and more. They have to learn these things, right? And it's the way forward for us who are trying to work online, kayo, you're still trying to get work online, you can learn these things, and there is a lot to learn. Pero it is still something that it's what we have to do if we dive into this. So I want you to answer these. I have 3 questions for you. Okay. Now we're talking about these challenges. We're talking about technology, diba? We're talking about changes and being techie. I have these 3 questions for you over here. Okay. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to, diba, like sa amin ni AB Jurado, there are so many new things to learn, right? The question is, are you willing to learn these different things? Sabi ni Orange, dapat marunong ka rin sa mga computer tools. If you know what to learn, if you know that these are the things, this is what you learn, this is what you should learn, this is what you should learn. It's easier to learn technology nowadays because there's Google, diba, and there's so much information out there. But the question is, are you willing to learn? Diba? And yes, you're saying yes. All of you guys are saying yes, right? Because if you want to become a freelancer, you have to be able to learn. If kids can learn it, the thing is, diba, we see kids learning these things. That means you can learn it. But it's all over here. It's all in your willingness, whether you're willing to learn, whether you're willing to take the challenge, diba? Second question, do you want to become a freelancer? Maybe not everyone, pero I know most of you watching, that's why you're here, diba? That's why you're tuned into the VA Bootcamp, because you want to become a freelancer, right? And are you really willing to learn paano mag-earn ng dollars while working from home? Of course, the answer to that is yes, diba? Yes, yes, and yes, then that means you're prepared to work from home. Even, you might say na hindi ako masyadong magaling, pero the question is, are you willing to learn, 'di ba? Hindi ko magaling so much sa computer, even though yun nga, like I said, yung comparison, you're still considered a techie. Pero yeah, if you're willing to learn, if you want to become a freelancer, if you have that passion, then yun, you are ready to become a freelancer, and you want to, di ba, you want to work from home, you want to earn dollars pa while working from home, di ba? So now that we talked about that, di ba, I hope that that kind of gave you that the idea na pwede, di ba? Even if you have that hesitation, if you answer three to all of the questions, and you're prepared to work from home, even if you have that hesitation, you know that you can learn it, and you have that willingness, right? You can learn like a baby. A baby can learn this. So can you. Might be challenging. You might fail at first. But these are things that you can learn. Learning these different applications, PowerPoint, Excel, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Gmail, and so on. These are things that you can learn. So, okay, we won't teach you about all the different things that you need to learn. Pero we'll talk about this. What are four simple steps? Diba? Four simple steps to become more tech savvy than we are right now. Okay, so first and foremost, Google it. Okay, everything. Who said that earlier? Somebody said ang dami ng comments ngayon. Someone said earlier that it's easy to learn everything because you can just Google things. And yes, ako, when I don't know something, nowadays, most of the time, I Google it. Sometimes I take courses, pero when I need the answer immediately and hindi siya parang course, I Google it. Learn and use Google search operators. This is one of the big things um, that separates, those that are good at searching and those that are not good at searching. Using Google search operators, being knowledgeable in Google and how to access all the answers, you can be an expert in everything. Okay? So this is something that's if you learn how to Google properly, it's not just about typing the words sa search bar. Okay? There are some tricks to it. If you learn how to Google properly, you can be an expert in anything. The client, you encounter a problem. Like ako, when I'm using a certain application, when I'm using a certain program, I encounter problems. Um, I encounter challenges because, diba, there's so many applications. But if you know how to search for the answers properly, ayun, you can you can really just find the answers to anything. You can so one of your top priorities should be to Google. Okay, to learn how to use Google properly. And I'm not, this isn't a joke. You might be thinking, ay, simple lang naman yung Google. Diba? It's very easy to use it. Pero if you know how to use it properly, that will make a big difference in your lives. So these are some Google operators, and I'll give you like a demo here in a little bit. But these are some Google na operators. So show you how to use them. They're the search operator, not separator. Mali pala to. The Google search operator. Plus means it must be included. If you put plus before a word, it must be included. If you put minus, it must be excluded. If you put it in quotation marks, yung phrase na yun has to be the exact phrase or verbatim. You can use and to make sure that two words are together. You can use or to have parang new option to give Google the option of this word or that word, and you can use a site followed by a colon to search a specific website. So, teka lang, let me do a quick demo. Ay, teka lang, ha? Give me a moment here. Hindi pala nakaset up ng maayos yung demo ko, pero let me set it up over here. Okay. Well, give me something to Google, guys. Give me parang a topic so that we can para interactive naman tayo. What topic would you like me to Google tonight? And while I'm setting this up really quickly, I set this up earlier, pero it's not working too well, so I'll just set this up again. Okay. Yeah, what topic would you like me to Google? Ayun, I'm on Google right now. I should also be friend with Google. Oh, Google is my best friend, really. Sorry, my real life friends, pero Google is my. And I have parang a talking Google thing, Google Assistant. Basically, the gears or equipment are means to an end. In the case of freelancing, if we are clear on our goals and objectives, mainly earning from home, the tools we need or we will be earning will be there. It's the drive. It is a drive to earn that will make you want to learn. Oh, tama talaga. Ayan. Retailers in New York, in New York City. So let's say, diba, most people will say, where can I buy um, where can I buy uh, a dress? Well, that's so simple. Like, let's be more specific. Maxi dress. I don't know so many dresses in New York. Okay, so teka lang. May spam alert pala ako. Where can I buy a maxi dress in New York? So, ito, diba, we have our maxi dresses still in style and so on. So, what let's try maxi maxi mino super dress, diba? If we type like that, so this thing doesn't exist, diba? This maxi mono super dress, that doesn't really exist. So I just made that up. Can you guys see it properly, guys? Or should I zoom in? Okay, I'm zooming in. The way Google works, okay, is that it looks at this and tries to find the closest match. Na even if some of the words um, are not in the search result. Like here, we can see it's missing mono and super. This search result is missing mono. Pero Google thinks now this is what you want based on how you ask the question and the words that you're using. So sometimes you need to change the words that you're using. Okay. For example, I can just type if I wanted to make sure na tama, I just type maxi dress New York. Okay. Oh, New York. That's it. That's all I can, and then I get this is a more accurate result. But even if I misspell it, like Maxo dress, diba? Google will automatically fix it. Maxi dress New York, fashion design for e-commerce. Ang dami mga ano. Search a company name, company name. Sorry. Uh, please search mechanic. I'm using a mechanical keyboard. That's why it's so noisy. Diba? So this is something you can do, right? Pero let's say that okay, Max, diba? We had Maxi Mono. I don't Maxi Mono dress New York, right? And then most of these results will not have the word mono, right? Over here. This one doesn't have the word mono. I don't think any of these have the word mono. Pero let's say I needed the word mono. Let's say these results, I really need maxi mono. So let what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a plus before the word mono. So now it's required that it's really missing. Wala talaga. Pero normally, if you can, it's impossible. It's impossible in this case. Pero the plus makes it sure that it's there. Let's see. Oh, let's try another one. COVID-19 stats PH. Okay, so we can have, and this is so nice that Google has this. And then let's say I want PH Indonesia, Thailand. Okay, so let's look at these other countries then. Okay, so here these are all results with these countries. So let's include like Brazil then. Oh, here it's missing the words Indonesia, Thailand, Brazil. So let me add the plus here. Okay. So it's showing us more of the results. Like some of these, there's no Brazil. Okay, so this is impossible to show. Pero it's more showing us the results that have all these three words compared to earlier. Na wala siyang plus. It showed results without any of these three. Okay, so let's say na I want to show it should not have the word Indonesia. So I put minus here. So now there is no Indonesia. We have COVID-19 Philippines, Thai, and like Brazil, and so on. But there's no Indonesia anymore in these search results. Okay, so this is very useful when we want to filter out or find specific words. Well, not the. Oh, I didn't search vaccine. Well, let's not search for Chadwick Boseman. Nakakasad naman yun. Pero yun. So the minus, we see the plus. How we use the minus. If we have, but we have the word here statistics, not the word stats. I think this will work. Okay. I think if we just do stats like this. Okay. So this is impossible because I put stats in itong quotes, it means it has to be that exact word. Because in the search results earlier, it was replacing stats with statistics, right? But if I tell Google, no, no, I don't like the word statistics, kailangan stats. So ganun. I put colon, di ba? Wala talaga. If I just put stats like that, stats. Okay, there are lots of stats. It's not using statistics. Earlier, it was replacing stats with statistics. Now I put stats like PH. Pwede ba ito? Oops, I didn't close it. Stats PH. So, kailangan stats PH na it has to have that phrase, stats PH. It's not replacing with anything else. It has some things in the middle, pero may stats PH talaga. So that's the requirement na verbatim yung words, verbatim yung wordings. Okay, itong VA bootcamp and freelancing. So let's try freelancing, jobs, okay, Upwork, or so we'll use the or. Oh, let's use and online um, jobs.ph. Okay, so this phrase is freelancing jobs. Okay, this is the phrase over here, and it has to have both the words on Upwork and online jobs.ph. So all the results here, they show. Well, this just has online jobs, but diba ito online jobs because Google is thinking na itong online jobs is the same as itong online jobs.ph. Pero let's say no, Google, it has to be itong exact verbatim phrase na online jobs.ph. So now we see Upwork, online jobs.ph. Okay, online jobs.ph, Upwork. Okay, so it has to have that phrase na online jobs.ph. So this is how you can parang state properly and tell Google na, no Google, I want it this way. I want the search results to be like this. Or we can put or. So if we put or instead of and, we'll find freelance jobs, Upwork. Here, freelance jobs, Upwork, Upwork, Upwork. And then let's go on. There's, and then we have freelance job, and then there, it has to have either Upwork, well, I think we can combine it like this, plus, so must have, ganito, diba? So all the results here have the phrase freelance jobs and have to have the word Upwork, or they have to have the word online jobs.ph. Okay, so most of these are Upwork results because now we have the plus on Upwork or on online jobs.ph. Okay, so this is how we're parang combining these different search operators. Okay, and then let's try site. So let's say you're searching site vabootcamp.ph, and let me remove the pluses line here. Ito. So if you're searching for our blog posts on vabootcamp.ph for freelance jobs or let's say cover letter. If you're searching for articles on our website, ito 6 Upwork cover letter examples. Why clients are ignoring cover letter. So it has to have either how to create an online jobs profile. Diba? So you can find, you say, okay, I want to search VA Bootcamp, the VA Bootcamp website for articles with a cover letter on either Upwork or online jobs.ph. So that's what Google is giving us right now. All these results are on vabootcamp.ph, and they are showing us cover letter Upwork or onlinejobs.ph. All right, so you have that over here. The site, I like the site one very much. Sometimes I'm looking for results from a specific website, so I just type in site, colon, and then do something like this. Okay, so is that helpful for you? Itong mga search Google operators, did you learn anything from that? Hopefully you learned something from that naman na how wait, normal scene, how you can how you can use the search, how you can search more effectively. So let me just change the screen to there. Okay, so now you can see these are the operators we use. We use the plus, we use the minus, we use the quotation marks, we use the end word, the or, and we use the cite operator. Was that helpful for you? Did you already know that? Oh, very helpful. Good to hear. Good to hear that this was very helpful for you. Brian, master how to use Google. That's like one of my best advice because I use it so much. I learned how to use Google with the operators and with the right words. I can find anything. I can find more than most people. I can find anything. All right, good to hear. Good to hear that you found it useful. Okay, that's step number one, and that's like the number one tip I can give you. The step number two, when it comes to becoming techie, becoming tech savvy, is to restart. Whenever there's a problem or an issue, restart. Restarting is the problem is the answer most of the time. Like before this webinar, I was having an error in Microsoft PowerPoint. I restarted my computer, and then it was okay na. Okay, so I didn't troubleshoot. I didn't parang Google like what the problem is. Didn't try to fix my Microsoft PowerPoint. I just restarted the computer, and it worked. Okay, so most of the time, we should do a restart. Even like the internet sometimes, diba? Sometimes the internet's not working, and then like I want to call PLDT, and I think, oh, did I pay the PLDT bill? Baka nakalimutan, and all I had to do was turn off the router and turn it on, and it worked. So sometimes, you just have to restart. You just have to restart, even in life, di ba? Parang ganun. Now, I used to do technical support for an internet service company. Part of my call center days, I did tech support for AOL. A lot of people, they'd call in, they'd say, "Oh, I have a problem with my computer, oh, with my internet," and so many times, I tell them, "Oh, can you restart your computer?" And it fixed the problem. And these people, they'd have to parang spend 30 minutes waiting pa to talk to somebody and then explain their problem pa. Pero all it took was restarting the computer, and magically it gets fixed. Sometimes my phone is slow, I restart it. So it's so simple, but sometimes we forget it. Sometimes we think of the more complicated solution, diba? Rather than restarting. Okay. Gerald, does it need any like certification or certificate? No, it doesn't. Just practice. Just using the operators I told you about. You can just practice using that. Practice doing searching. Uh, Restart is the best troubleshooting. Oh, magic of restart. Especially those that have done tech support, diba? A lot of us have done tech support to call center work, and restarting solves so many problems after the people wait on the phone for so long just for you to tell them to restart. Okay, so let's move on to step number three. Okay, tip number three is use the task manager. So this is mostly for Windows, pero there's also a task manager for Mac and Linux, pero I think most of us are using Windows. And even in cell phones, you have your parang yung multitasking, your windows. You can close your different windows. Be familiar with Task Manager. You can open it with Control Alt Delete or Control Shift Escape. And with the Task Manager, what you do is you kill or you close misbehaving programs. Parang sama naman ng kill, no? Pero that's what actually yung Linux and Mac use, yung word na kill. But we close or end program. Depends on the system you're using. Sometimes end. And we can tell which ones are misbehaving, which ones are keep making your computer slow. Sometimes, your computer is very slow because of certain programs that are using the. Let me do a quick share it in here so that you can see it. You can see which programs are using up more of your computer's resources. Like over here, this is my task manager right now. You can see that, well, only 48, like 46, 48% or 50% is being used of my CPU, my memory, only 1% of disk, only 1% of network, 37% of GPU. Pero once these numbers go up, you'll see na, hey, sometimes, like, when your computer is slow, you open Task Manager. Sometimes it'll be like this lang, yung fewer details. You click on the more details button, and you'll see these different programs. And you can see which one is red. Usually, like, for example, if your CPU is 98%, then you can click on this button here to sort by which program is using more CPU, or if it's memory, you use this button. If your memory is like 90%, you might want to click this button to see which program is using more of your memory, or if it's disk, same thing here. So if your computer is slow, you can check out the task manager and see what's wrong. See which program. There might be a program because it's misbehaving that is using up more resources than it should. Right now, OBS uses a lot and Edge, but I'm using them actively, so I shouldn't end task. If I did, the live would stop. Pero if like my computer was slowing down, I'd see, oh, ito si Microsoft Edge. My browser is using 20% of the CPU. Kasi end ko na lang because my computer is slow. 90% yung usage ng CPU. Diba? So, yun. You can see once these go like 95, 98%, or like even above 90%, that's when your computer gets slow, and there might be some programs that you may need to kill. Okay? Yun. Um, Restart. I'm looking at the comments here. For data issues on your mobile phone, turn off. Oh, you can restart yung data, di ba? Task Manager in case you need to end one of the program that's not working well. RAM map for a hanging device or lagging. I'm not sure what RAM map is. I haven't seen that. A little bit of advice to explore a shortcut key to make confident using your computer. I'll use the shortcut keys like Control Alt Delete or Control Shift Escape. I use Control Shift Escape. It's faster actually than Control Alt Delete. Okay. Um, and let's move on to step number 4. Talking about shortcuts, diba sabi ni Francisco, use shortcuts. Well, learn keyboard shortcuts. To be techie, to be faster on the computer, learn how to use keyboard shortcuts, especially in Windows. What is Control C? Can anyone tell me what Control C is? Does it show? Oh, it shows pala yung animation dito. Well, now we know, diba? It's copy. What is Control V? What is Control V? I'm just waiting. Can you guys see this? I hope you can see it. What does Control V do? Oh, are you guys still here? Control V is, well, I'll just answer it. Paste. Okay, paste. And then we have, oh, may lag pala. There's like a 10-second delay. Control Z, I won't wait. Control Z is, I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control Z is undo. And we have Control X. When you highlight text, you press Control X, and that will cut it. And we have, like in Microsoft Word and a lot of applications, Control B is bold. Okay, so we have these different shortcuts, and different programs have different shortcuts. Then, one shortcut I want to add. Then, I don't have it here, pala, is Alt Tab. If you hold the Alt key and press Tab, you can quickly switch between your different windows on the computer. Hold Alt and press Tab. I'm just seeing the paste ones right now. So there's like a delay of like 20 seconds maybe between what I see and yeah, the comments and what I see. May streaming delay. It's not like perfect yung time. Okay, so we have those four. Well, we have these shortcuts over here, and if you want to look at the post, VA Bootcamp on our VA Bootcamp Facebook page, there's a post for different spreadsheet shortcuts. You can head over to vabootcamp.ph/spreadsheets. You'll see, I think this is 5 pages worth of shortcuts here on vabootcamp.ph/spreadsheets, so you can see that. Okay. And it was posted on August 10th. That has a lot of shares. Check out this this page over here. Now, in summary, we talked about this, the 4 simple steps to be tech savvy. If you can remember, who knows these 4 steps? What are the 4 different steps? We had step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Can anyone name the 4 steps to be tech savvy? So we're gonna end at like 9:10. So we have 16 minutes left. Oh, Alt Tab is very good. It's a very useful thing. Anyone remember the 4 steps? Well, I'll just jump here. There's step 1, Google it. Step 2, restart. Step 3, use Task Manager. And step 4, learn keyboard shortcuts. And if you do these things, I guarantee you that you will be more tech savvy. Or people will believe that you're tech savvy. Even if in yourself hindi ka maniwala na tech savvy ka, you will be tech savvy na by following these 4 steps. Okay, by following these 4 steps and mastering these 4 different steps. And this is pretty easy. You can do this in you can learn how to Google things in like 30 minutes, restart, simple naman. Using Task Manager, very simple. Learn keyboard shortcuts, another 30 minutes. In an hour, you can be tech savvy. You can be considered tech savvy more than most people na. More than most 50% of the population in the world. You'll be more tech savvy if you just learn these different things. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic of coverage tonight. What are the basic tools and apps you need to learn to start working from home? So we're talking about these tools and apps. You don't need to know all of them, okay? But I'll just cover some basic ones. And why are these important? What's the advantages of knowing these basic tools and apps? They make your work easier, first of all. Second, they make you more productive. Next, knowledge of these apps will help you land a client because these are some of the apps that employers are looking for, that clients are looking for in their job openings. Okay, so we have Google Docs, okay, Google Docs and Google Sheets. Okay, this is a free version, but we're more familiar with Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. May bayad yun eh. And I know most of us are using Microsoft applications na we're not paying for it. Yung tawag doon is piracy, okay? We mga Filipinos, we like pirating software and not paying for it. So we're stealing the software. Pero Google Docs and Sheet, well, most other countries, they or a lot, especially the clients, diba, mga first world countries, they have to pay for it, diba? Hindi uso yung piracy masyado sa kanila, especially with software. Sa mga movies siguro ganun, pero not sa software. Instead of paying for Microsoft, you can use Google's versions, Google Docs and Sheets. It's free and it's great for doing collaboration online. Next is Google Calendar. Okay, Google Calendar is also something that's really good for setting appointments, setting schedules. Ako, I use it all the time. It's on my phone, on my iPad, on my laptop. Integrated na kasi lahat. Okay, next we have Gmail. Okay, this isn't the icon for Gmail, pero Gmail, it's a great service from Google. It's a free email service from Google, and to everybody, I recommend to use Gmail. There's also Slack and Microsoft Teams. This is used for chat. I know a lot of us were using Messenger, we're using Viber, WhatsApp, pero when it comes to mga office-related stuff, when we're dealing with clients, mga online teams, eto, Slack and Microsoft Teams are the 2 software that you can use. RJ, I'm using Microsoft 365. I'm also using that. That's why I'm paying for my Microsoft Office. Google Drive. So Google Drive, there are online cloud providers. Ito online storage na I have files that I can access on my phone, on my laptop, on my iPad din, and I can share these files with other people. It's with cloud storage, either Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive are great ones. Also for video calling, you can use Zoom. I'm not going to show you how to use each of these. We don't have the time for that, unfortunately. Pero this is also included in the giveaway, okay? We have Zoom. There's also Skype. There's also Google Meet when you want to parang video with clients, okay? LastPass, I recommend. It's a free password manager so that, nowadays, if most of us just use one password for everything. But if you want to be more secure, LastPass will generate a random password that is not easy to break. I recommend using LastPass. I use LastPass. I pay for LastPass. PayPal is great for accepting online payments. There's also Payoneer and there's also TransferWise. Okay, so Vukaroo, I don't use this. I use other software. But Vukaroo, if you want to record yourself, you can use Vukaroo. But I'd use Loom more than Vocaroo. Vocaroo is it's newer, I think, and it's used for parang sending messages. But I use Loom for more of the recordings and sharing videos of recordings. Yahoo or Gmail? Gmail. Yahoo is not good. Gmail. Okay, Grammarly helps you with spelling checks. I talked about this in the English webinar, but Grammarly, it helps us edit, do the spelling and grammar checks much more easily. Canva is great for creating graphics. Okay, it's great for creating social media graphics. If you don't know how to create graphics, if you don't have Photoshop and so on, check out Canva. It's free. For project management and task management, it's great to be familiar with Trello. Trello is the most commonly used. Other tools are Asana and Monday, but Trello is used by a lot of people, and it's something you should also learn. Okay, there are some graphic design tools here: Canva, Easel, Trello. If you want to find pictures, there's Pexels, Pixabay, Unsplash. There's some graphic design sources, stock footage sources. This is all in the giveaway. We're running out of time, so I'm just going to scroll through these over here. These are the social media tools. Video editing software. A lot of people ask about video editing software. The free one here is DaVinci Resolve. Everything here else here is paid. DaVinci Resolve is free, but it's also kind of hard to use. Okay, so ayun. Now, if you want to learn more about these different tools, you can Google them, or you can also get the giveaway at the end of this webinar, which will include the list for you because we just browse through them really quickly. Canva is love, diba? Canva is an amazing tool. Okay, so what are the online jobs for working from home? Some of you may know this, but some of you may have this question. Like, what are the different online jobs that we have? There are e-commerce jobs. There are social media jobs. E-commerce jobs, if you parang manage stores like Lazada and Shopee and Shopify and Amazon. If you manage social media, we're in social media right now. Content creation, if you do writing, email marketing, there's web design and there's graphic design kind of jobs. There are also data entry jobs where it's just you entering data like from one form to another. It's basically typing. Ito mga typing jobs na tawag natin. These are the data entry jobs. Okay. There's transcription jobs, which is you listen to parang this webinar, for example, you listen to it and then you type the words that I'm saying. Phone support, especially if you've done call center work, phone support jobs are really good. Chat support, you can do chat support jobs then. And there are virtual assistant jobs as well. These are some, if you're new to freelancing, if you're new to working online, these are some things that are very easy to learn and very easy to do. Okay, data entry, transcription, phone support, chat support, and virtual assistant work. And we teach all of this also in the VA bootcamp, by the way. All of these things that we talked about. Um, well, email marketing, these things over here, they're in the parang the higher courses. But all these things in this slide, we talk about it in the VA bootcamp. So these are jobs that you can get. Now, if you're starting out, check out our free VA course. Just go to freevacourse.com to check out the free VA course for starting to work from home. Okay, if you're just starting out. Also, we have if you, now we have a lot of successful students in the VA bootcamp. We're talking about the VA bootcamp here. We have a lot of successful students, but I do want to read you some testimonials. Okay. A question here from Francisco: do data entry? You need to be faster typing data. It's better if you're faster, and you can go and take parang practice. Ako sometimes I practice them with my typing to become a faster typist. Yeah, so you can practice. Like I said, but you said you're willing to learn, you're willing to practice, so go ahead and practice it. Okay, so may plug tayo muna for the VA bootcamp. Um, Now, sabi ni Brian, sobrang naitulong ng VA bootcamp sa akin. It's more than just about learning the technical aspects of being a VA. It's also about practical applications in the real freelance world. He started at $5 per hour, and then later on, he was charging $17 per hour as a freelancer. Okay, so $17 per hour, that's like 850 pesos every hour na nagtrabaho siya. Okay, that's a lot of money. Imagine mo 850. So in isang araw, he works 4 hours lang he works, 8, 16, 32, 3,000, mga 3,500 sa isang araw. In 1 month, if you work 20 days, that's mga 70,000. working 4 hours a day. So and you can see that he started with a VA bootcamp. Si AJ Madrid din, um, she said that for newbies, this course will help you save much time because of all the steps that you need to know about freelancing. As this here, it was her guide to achieving her 100,000 peso per month earnings. And so, talking about AJ Madrid's story as well. If you want to check out our VA Bootcamp, which will give you the skills you need to learn the community to support you in your journey, and you'll have guides, you'll get your question answered, and a lot more, just check out vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Okay, vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Okay, so here, I know some of you guys are waiting for this. Some of you guys are waiting for this. The giveaway that I talked about earlier, all the tools that I showed you, they're in this giveaway. If you want to get a copy of this giveaway, please, first of all, share this webinar on your wall. Comment share it in. Let me know if you shared this, okay? Share this webinar on your wall and fill in this form, vabootcamp.ph/tech tools, okay? So just do that over there so that you can get the free giveaway, all right? No, okay. Questions. What other questions do you guys have? Today we talked about wala pala akong summary slide, so let's include a summary slide pala sana. So we talked about a number of things. Let me just go back to the overview here. Ito yung summary natin. Now we talked about if you need to be tech savvy to become a freelancer, diba? We answered that question earlier, whether you need to be tech savvy to become a freelancer, and the answer is no, not really. And even if you don't think you're tech savvy, the chances are you're more tech savvy than you think. And then most of the clients are when you're looking for online jobs. Second, we had 4 simple steps to become tech savvy. Google it, restart, learn keyboard shortcuts, and last, ano ba yung last? Restart, learn the keyboard shortcuts, and oh, I forgot. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. Can somebody help me? What's step number 4 to become tech savvy? We talked about basic tools. I know I just showed you the list there, went through it very quickly. But if you want to, you can get that list. Head over to vabootcamp.ph/tech tools so you can get that list, and then you can read more, you can study them more, and we even have links to the tools to make it very easy for you. Okay, and we also talked about the online jobs working from home really quickly. Okay, we went through that really quickly over here. So yeah, what other questions do you guys have? Any other questions that you have for tonight regarding mga tech stuff? Si Paolo nag-notes, Paolo Ariola Porazo, Google Docs and Sheets, Google Calendar, Gmail, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Drive, Zoom, LastPass, PayPal, Vocaroo, Loom, Grammarly, Canva, Trello, and mga video editing software. Oh, grabe, nag-notes, huh? Which is Google Calendar. Ito. How much is the VA Bootcamp test? It starts at, you can get started for 1,490 pesos. That's the installment. So there are different packages and you have different options. But you can get started for as low as 1,490. But we recommend the accelerated package, yung nasa gitna, yung second package, which is 2,990 installment or 7,990 if you're doing yung one-time payment. Ah, yeah, except for the keyboard shortcuts. Hindi ko ba sinabi yan? Step 1, Google it, restart, keyboard shortcuts, and ano ba yung isa? Nakalimutan ko. Google search tips, used a task manager. Yeah, task manager pala, nakalimutan ko. Yun, thank you guys. That's the one I forgot. But I do that a lot, like every few days. I use a task manager. Ayan, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, guys. Ito, what other questions do you guys have in tonight's session? Did you guys learn anything? I hope you learned something tonight. Did you learn a lot tonight in tonight's session for learning to be techie and learning to be tech savvy? And it doesn't look like we have any other questions here. Shared. Thank you for sharing, guys. It means a lot. And yes, check out the to get the giveaway. Pinaghirapan pa naman to ni Mahar to make this giveaway. So please fill out the form. Share this webinar on your wall. Take a screenshot of it and head over to vabootcamp.ph/tech tools to to get that free guide? Hi Jason, I got accepted in Upwork. Any tips to get a client? RJ, I showed you how to search in our blog, diba? How to search. So you can say online jobs, Upwork site, vabootcamp.ph, and you'll get a lot of blog posts. Teka lang. I-demo nga natin. Teka, what's the screen that I'm sharing? Here. Oops. Where is that? Ayun. Okay. Oh, oh. I didn't set this up beforehand. So, if you want to find our tips on, so somebody, can you recommend using what you learned today? What will I type in Google to find the tips, the vabootcamp.ph tips? Mahar na binigay mo na yung answer. What will I type in Google? Sige, hands-on na tayo. If you want to find the tips on finding jobs in Upwork, what will I type in the search bar here in Google? And you want to find it on our vabootcamp.ph website. Learned a lot. Great to hear. Great to hear. Shamyan, I'm starting to learn to become more tech savvy. Thank you. Joanne, you're welcome. Useful po yung task manager, sure, ngayon ko lang nalaman yun, yung mga search operators. Great to hear. Sige, who can let me know what you need to type in Google to find yung tips, yung Upwork tips, Upwork job tips on our website. Sige. Hands-on practice na tayo. May assignment na kayo. Sige, type it in the comments. Type it. Yes, you can register to Upwork anytime. It's free. It's free, Vian. But if you're gonna enroll in the bootcamp, what I kasi if you just go on Upwork and create an account, your account might be rejected. Okay, take note of that. Your account might be rejected. What I recommend is you watch mga videos muna, or read mga guides muna. If you enroll in the bootcamp, we have tapusin mo muna yung bootcamp because we have a lot of guides there on how to parang what to put in your profile so that your profile will be accepted, and there's still a chance you'll be rejected. So, but there are some ways that we can help you out with getting your account approved. So, good. Mga questions, hindi naman tech related. Upwork jobs. Best tips for Upwork from VA Bootcamp. O ano yung gagamitin nyo na operator? I'm looking for a certain search operator, guys, na sinabi ko kanina na sa website ng VA Bootcamp talaga mo kunin. Sige. Those who are taking notes earlier. Ito si Raymundo, Upwork job tips. Oh, ito. Bigyan natin ng star si Raymundo. He's the first guy who got it using the right operator. Ito, Upwork job tips. Ay, copy, paste. Oh, ito. Oh, so you're gonna find, if you type this, Upwork job tips. This is the important part here. Site vabootcamp.ph. You're gonna find our different blog posts na have yung this term or related terms. Ayun. Oh. Okay, all our different blog posts. We have so many tips here. So yeah, these are the tips that you can get. I forgot to ask it earlier. How to be better in an interview para di kabahan. Practice. Practice lang talaga. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Well, I have a whole guide on it, pero for now, practice lang sabihin ko. Ayun, Lenny got it din. Tips to get a client in Upwork. Site, VA Bootcamp. Well, wrong spelling lang yung site, vabootcamp.ph, pero okay na yun. Yung site talaga. Hopefully you can find a client soon, which is better for Upwork or online jobs. They're both good, Paula. For newbies, well, they're both good for newbies. They find it more newbie-friendly yung online jobs.ph. Masyadong strict si Upwork, but they're both great. So, use both if you can. Okay, VBootcamp. Narben, Sir Jason, any suggestion for how to install Windows 10 sa Mac? Use Parallels. Wait, may bagong, not Parallels, may bago na sa built-in sa Mac na you can install. I forgot yung pangalan because I don't use Mac anymore. Pero there's a new. It's not Parallels. It's Bootcamp ba? Well, let's do a search. Um, run. So I'll do search run Windows on Mac. Duh. That's it. You can, Apple's Bootcamp ito. Diba? I did a search to answer your question. Bootcamp yung number one. That's the number one option. Number two yung Parallels. But I would, if you can dual boot, you can use ito, Apple's Bootcamp. Hindi yung VA Bootcamp Apple's Bootcamp. Orange, mali yung ano, dapat walang space between tech and tools. Okay, okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys for attending. We're a couple of minutes over time, and there doesn't seem to be any other questions here. But thank you guys so much for attending tonight's webinar. I hope you guys learned a lot. Let me change the screen lang again before we end. Para yung end screen natin is this one over here. All right, thank you guys. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to share this on your wall and to get the fill up the form to get your giveaway. I'll send them out next week. Okay, thank you so much for your time and have a great Sunday. Bye bye.